Well, I'm back. Now I'm going to do a demo on boxwood stems for the Make It's Flower Cart kit. These are pretty tiny to work with, especially in half-inch, and I can't even imagine how tiny in quarter-inch, but um, they are going to make filler stems for a lot of the greens. If you really look at your picture, there's not very many flowers. It's a lot of greenery in there. And this is one of the greenery things. I'm going to turn on my camera now. I have to get this so it goes to the whole screen. There it is. I hope you can see that now. It looks like it is. These are the boxwood stems. Of course, leaves. Of course, there were a lot more, but I have already cut those out and curled them. But I want to show you what we're going to do with these boxwood leaves. I have done them with markers again. And again, I used the Celadon green, which I also used on the hydrangeas. It's a bit of a lime green. This is what I used. Now, the directions tell you to paint or draw a line right through the stem, a little line in an avocado green. So I actually am using a very fine paintbrush, which you're going to need with a very fine point, because I found the marker is, even with the pointed tip, is too wide and it tends to run into the rest of the leaf. So we want just a very defined. I'm getting my brush wet so that I can make a good point. I have my avocado green paint right here. I'm going to dip it in, get a little bit off the tip, and I'm going to start at the base of the stem and just paint a line through the middle. It's tricky. I don't want too much paint and I don't want too little, because these are so tiny that it's hard to get a line through the middle and not get it all over the whole thing. Now, she does say some boxwood doesn't have this line. But I thought in the picture after studying it, and she says you can do some of your stems with the line through it, and some of them just solid green. So I thought I would leave some solid green. All the rest I did. So you see, you can't even see in these tiny leaves where the line is and where the leaf is. What I want to show you is coloring, is cutting out these leaves. It's very much like cutting out the leaves of the hydrangeas. You get your little scissors. Where did I put my little scissors? There we go. Okay. And you're going to cut right at the base of the stem of the leaves. Right there. And they should just fall out. So you can see these little specks here are the leaves. And you can tell some of them that showed with the brown side or the avocado side up. Now, we're going to take these little leaves and put them now on our mouse pad. Here. I'm going to need a lot more than this, but I have a lot more that I've already cut out. And these are really tricky. They're so tiny. Much tinier than the hydrangea parts. I'm sure this will be easier in 1 inch. Oh, those are solid green. Here's one with a line. Here I've got some other ones with the lines go. So they're not there. They're just all here. Okay, now you're going to take the very fine little, the tiny little ball stylus, just like you did the other one. And you are now going to start at the stem and just run it along the whole leaf. And you will see that it will just curl that leaf. You can go back and forth, or you can just do it once. Going back and forth curls it a little more. Oh, I'm sorry, I did it wrong. You have to do it on the back, not the side that has the avocado. Be sure you do it on the solid back. Because you want this to curve this way. I'll show you. See how that, I don't know if you can see it. You see the brown line? Really hard to see. No, I have to hold it down here at a certain distance. I have to get a better zoom camera. So I have all these leaves that I have curled. Again, you just go from the stem to the top of the leaf once and twice, back and forth, once and twice, and it curls. Can you see the curl? You should be able to see the curl anyway. All right, now we're going to take the stem. Oops. And again, I have my two glues. I may just use one with these, though. I think I might just use the first thing we're going to do is I can't pick him up. All right, I'm going to put some glue on the back side of the stem. This is much like we did with the leaves on the hydrangea. Not the flower, but the other, just the thing of the stem of leaves. And I'm going to glue it on the top of this. Can you see that? Can you see it? I wonder if it shows better against the brown. Maybe, yeah. Okay. So I've glued it to the underside and it's curving back over to the top, right? And I want it to go all the way over because we're trying to cover, let me do a little more glue on there. We're trying to cover the top of the wire. We don't want it, you know, tops of wires sticking out in our flower arrangement. We want it to look like these leaves are growing right out of the top of the stem. So we're gluing it so that it will curve back over. I just don't know how to do this so you can see. It's curving this way, back over the leaf. I mean, over the stem, okay? And the next one, I'm going to put glue now on the front of the stem, the side that has the line through it. Dip it in a little crazy glue. And I'm going to glue it right over the stem, right on the stem of the other leaf. So you should be able to see those leaves. Those two leaves are right back to back and spreading at the top, at the top. Can you see that? Yeah, that looks, you can kind of see it there. One leaf's going this way, one leaf's going that way. Next set of leaves, and we're going to do 10 leaves on the stem, 10 of these tiny leaves. So the next set goes the other direction. You know, it goes, yeah, at right angles to the first set. And it's only about, well, a little more than a 32nd of an inch down, so not very far. Well, it will be a little bit further on. You have to read your directions for the size you're working with, because this is in the 1/2 inch, it's that much, but probably a little more, like 1/8 inch or something if you're doing 1 inch. Oh, it's stuck to my finger. All right. I think I'm going to lose a lot of leaves doing this. Right. Another tiny leaf. And I'm holding these at the end of the leaf and dipping the stem into my glue. And that one goes opposite that last one. I'm having a hard time getting these on here. I did a bunch of other stems the other day and I didn't have as much trouble. But that's probably because I'm trying to make a video right now. Okay, now I've got 2 leaves at the top going this way, and the next 2 leaves about not quite about 3/64 of an inch down, going this way. The next 2 leaves are going to go the same direction as the top 2 leaves. So basically, you're going to alternate these directions. Here. And this one. Here. I'm holding your breath. Are you holding your breath to see if I'll get them in there? I don't know. This one's going to go right on the stem. Just squeeze on the stem. Oops. I don't remember now who talked to me about their leaves, but somebody said they had glued the leaves together and tried to glue them on, but they couldn't get them around the stem. So you don't glue the leaves together first. You just put these on one leaf at a time. It's very fiddly and very tedious. Okay, next set of leaves is going to go the opposite direction again. And I know you can't see it all that well, but I can't even see it and I'm right here. But just trust me that they are going pretty much different directions, except each pair of leaves is on the same line. That is when I can get the stem of the leaf on the stem of the plant. That's the problem right now. No, but probably not a good idea to demo in the 1/2 inch scale. And again, I don't know if these are done the same way in quarter scale or not. These would be awfully tiny to work with in quarter scale, so I can't imagine putting them on one leaf at a time. All right, I'm having too much trouble with glue on my tweezers. That's what I'm having a problem with here, because these are so tiny that when I dip them in, I'm getting a little bit of glue on the end of my tweezer. Trying not to, but it happens that way sometimes. Oh, wow. What was that one? Oh, I don't even know what that is. It's not a leaf. Something. Hmm. Okay, now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got one more set of leaves. These aren't very big. They're not going to be real long, but they are tedious. Remember, when you're done with your leaves and they're all dry and they've sat overnight, to spray them with a matte sealer. Same thing with all your flowers and leaves for this. I've learned to use Patricia Nimick matte sealer spray. It just will have the colors will hold better, and it will give it a little bit of extra something to hold it together, because these are very small. And that one has to go that way. Okay. So now that's 10 leaves, if you can believe it. I don't know if you can see them. Oh, there, it looks better. I think I can see it better over the brown than the yellow. So that is 10 leaves. That's it from the top and the 10 leaves. So you spray that, you take these out and you could spray them while they're in the holder, in this little holder or in your piece of styrofoam. And it just gives it a final finish. That is pretty much your boxwood stem. You have to make, I think, 36 or 38 of them. They're going to take a while. It's much faster and much easier. Well, in some ways, it's faster than doing the hydrangeas, but It is so tiny that it's going to be tricky to play with it, to get the glue and everything to work right and get your pieces in the right place. So that's my little plant. Okay, much faster. Let me see if there's anything else I need to remember to tell you about this. That's not it. I don't know where the instructions went, but oh, here they are. Yeah. Look at the picture and be sure your leaves are going the way it is. When this is dry, I'm going to kind of take my fingers and get my leaves, point my leaves up a little bit. Because as you can see in the directions, she's got a good picture of a stem here. Oh, that's upside down. That's how it's supposed to look when you're done. But honestly, in this half scale, I can't even see it that well to know that it has, and I have glasses on. I think I need magnifiers maybe. In 1 inch, you probably can see it better. Anyway, there you are. That is your boxwood. See you again with the next flower.